This that Ramondo reacts, huh? Y'all came in for the laughs, huh? You did. Stay for the commentary, cause it makes sense, huh? Real talk.
That boy is good.
Yo, what's good, fam? So I ran across a comment on one of my recent videos about pastors not providing formula to a mother in need. And well, I thought it would bring up an interesting discussion. Now, under normal circumstances, I would just read it. But about 5 years ago, I did lose about 80% of my vision. And I do have blind spots, so it's hard for me to read. But with the advancement of AI, well, I thought I'd take advantage of it. Now, I did develop this short little 30-second story to illustrate it. Now, it's not Steven Spielberg, you know what I'm saying? Don't do your boy like that. I mean, I'm trying, but check it out.
I felt domestic abuse with nothing but 2 kids, one handicapped, and there was a young rapper there watching me play with my kids at this public health office. I had to go in order to get help. As the guy was leaving, this guy walked toward the door and stopped and said this same thing had happened to his mum. He gave me a lot of money. I didn't want to take it, but the way he looked at me, I saw someone hurting as much as I was, and even though he was helping me, he was also trying to beat back his pain. I didn't have any ID or cards, nothing. I used his money to buy my kids toys as he asked, but I bought a new ID too, and I couldn't get an apartment or a job without one. May God deeply bless and save that man. May he never get caught doing what he does. He helped me when no one else would.
You see, it's stories like this that show how people have a better connection with the streets and with the D-boys than they do with the pastors because they're just more relatable. And in this situation, the rapper, the D-boy, he was able to see himself and the kids in the situation that he had to deal with growing up. And he obviously saw his mom in her eyes and he was able to connect. Now, it's not glorifying what he did. It's not saying he was a good guy, but he was able to recognize the pain she was going through. And I think that's what these pastors are failing to realize. You failed this test, and instead of being accountable for what you did, you're pushing the blame. You're saying it's not my fault. I was tricked. You need to acknowledge the fact that you failed because we're men, right? We're not perfect. We're gonna fail. And I think that's the biggest issue that a lot of people are having. You're not accepting accountability. And for me, I'm a person that listens to your words as well as your actions. And if they both don't reflect in a direction that I think is appropriate, then I'm gonna look at you away. And I feel like that's why the churches are getting exposed right now as it is. I mean, I kind of lump a lot of pastors in these 3 categories. The first being those that grew up in a pastor family, so they have a bit of an arrogance about them. They're not really relatable because they don't understand what the normal person really goes through. And then you have the scammers, right? You have those that are basically there for the financial benefits. They're not really into it. They really don't have that calling. And then you have those that, well, they want the benefits of what the limelight gives them. You know, it's not genuine, and you can tell because their actions don't reflect it. And I asked the question, is prayer without action really faith or just performative religion? And I feel like that's the case with a lot of these churches, and they're getting exposed because, well, God just isn't in those buildings. And I can't understand why a man that's risking his freedom would immediately go inside of his pockets to help, and somebody that has millions, $1 million building, well, you go on a wait list. Make that make sense. But what are your thoughts? Let me know down below. And if you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button to the right and to the left. More dope content. Until next time, I'm out.
This that Ramondo reacts, huh? Y'all came in for the laughs, huh? You did. Stay for the commentary, cause it makes sense, huh? Real talk.
That boy is good.